I really did genuinely enjoy this episode. I really did appreciate the episode for what it was. And what it was an episode that, served as a beacon as to what's coming up in the upcoming arc, or later on in this arc, excuse me, and a lesson for Goku and Gohan basically as to how this all needs to go if they're going to be successful. So, anyways, what is going on, guys? My name is D Free. Welcome back to the Dragon Ball Super Review. Today we're going to talk about the latest episode, episode 84, in which it's a heavily Krillin centric episode, which is totally fine with me. I love seeing Krillin, and my favorite part of the episode, just in general, was that callback to Dragon Ball. I love when they throw back the Dragon Ball stuff and then like they reanimate it too. It just looks really beautiful in the newer animation style. It kind of bugs me how like sometimes in flashbacks they use that Dragon Ball Z Kai footage. I understand why they're doing it to save time, but still, that newer animation style, just I like it a lot better with the Dragon Ball. It fits a lot better with that. But anyways, let me know your thoughts in regards to that comment. But as far as the episode goes, like I said in the beginning, it was an episode that kind of serves to show you that tactics and key control and things like that are what truly matter in this tournament. It doesn't matter about power level and stuff like that, because in the episode you see Goku fight Krillin, and you also see before that Gohan wanting to test Krillin. So let's go ahead and talk about that a little bit. I'm not going to go over a full recap. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But for the purpose of this, I don't want to because I'm a little bit late on the review anyway. But regardless, what happens is obviously Goku's still trying to recruit members, and he comes across Krillin, and he's like, okay, let's go ahead and recruit Krillin. And Krillin winds up fighting Gohan. Gohan, like you saw the last episode or the episode prior to that, Gohan didn't understand how Krillin would be useful, basically, right? Remember, they're doing the image training and stuff like that. So Gohan wanted to see for himself why Goku wanted to choose Krillin. And Gohan wound up losing. Yeah, Krillin breaks out the Taioken times 100, or the solar flare times 100. It's basically, it seems like he can amp it up a little bit and extend the duration of it. Kind of seemed like that's all it really did. I know that I listened to Danny's review. My friend Geekdom, he said that, it kind of allowed him not to be sensed. But upon watching the episode, two or three times, I picked up on a couple of things, and one of the things was that Gohan says, I can't sense Krillin, but at the same time, Krillin's on the mountainside, and he runs down, jumps down, and then he goes ahead and just hits him, so he's obviously probably just concealing his energy, so I don't know if that's part of the tactic, but it doesn't seem likely that that is. It seems like he just, blinded Gohan and then resorted to not using any energy, which is a very good tactic in and of itself. Now, one thing I do want to pose as a question is, how will this work in that void that the tournament's supposed to take place in? I think that's just them showing us, hey, Krillin can do things like this. I don't think he's going to be able to break that out because I didn't see a sun there. So I don't know how he'll be able to blind people with the sun's radiation, or the sun's light. But it is what it is, to be determined, I guess. But regardless, it was still pretty fun seeing that. And then I love the callback seeing Goku and Krillin fight, man. He's at the end, Goku's like, you are really my best friend. And I'm like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. The only other person that could probably take that title would be Vegeta at this point, and then Bulma's up there too. But Krillin and Goku go way back. It's pretty awesome seeing them just, and then like I said, they had the animation calling back to that. And it was really cool seeing Android 18 in this, because I always do love the interactions with 18 and Krillin. Like, she's a really good and genuinely loving and caring wife for Krillin. So I do love their dynamic, and the fact she's like, hey, Goku, you can't beat Goku. Of course, you're going up against Goku. This isn't just a scrub. And then they kept driving home that, this is they're just following the tournament rules. It's not a kill or all this other stuff. So obviously they're aware of Krillin, but they kept driving that all home because they wanted to make sure Krillin didn't die in the sparring with Goku or Gohan. Mainly Goku, because Goku doesn't know how to concede victory or to let stuff go. And which kind of towards the end of the fight, when Marin's like, "Oh, they won, right?" And Goku's like, "Well, no." And Gohan's like, "Yeah, you did." And he's like, "What? No, I didn't lose." So Goku obviously can't admit to that, or he kind of gave up, so he did technically lose. But regardless, it was cool seeing how Krillin. I didn't understand Krillin beam struggling. I think that was just for effect. I don't know if Goku was holding back significantly. It doesn't really matter. He didn't win the beam struggle, so it doesn't matter. But it was cool seeing 18 pop in and kick Goku, which I don't understand how she could do that too. I guess it makes sense, sort of. It makes a little bit more sense than Krillin beam struggling Goku. But regardless, seeing her jump in, and she was like, hey, this is a tournament of power. It's a brawl, right? It's a what's the word? A match where everybody's on the field at the same time. You may fight one on one, but most of the time you may be fighting multiple enemies at one time. And that served as a lesson to Goku. He's like, I completely misunderstood this tournament, and Gohan, take note of this, because this is how this is going to be. they need to understand teamwork. They need to understand tactics, and they need to understand that it's not only power and punching anymore, which is a pretty cool, interesting dynamic. And the dynamic the dynamic in and of itself does call back to the old mantra that the original series, Dragon Ball, started to, kind of instill before it became all about just big blasts and stuff. And don't get me wrong, we will see all that, but it does kind of add a little bit more to it as opposed to just fighting, right? So I do appreciate when they do stuff like that. And in the preview, there's not much else really in the episode, but in the preview, we did see Jiren and the Pride Troopers and those guys and the Beerus-looking guy. So we're going to have a lot of fun in this upcoming arc. They're not designing all the characters people thought they would for whatever reason, but they are designing a few, and the ones that they have done do look pretty cool. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Subscribe if you happen to be new, as always, and I will catch you guys in the next review next week for episode 85. But until then, stay swaggy, have an awesome day. Peace.